Watch the batter. That's young Joe Mauer crushing the ball during his T-ball days in St. Paul. Like a lot of Minnesota kids growing up, Joe idolized his home state baseball heroes, fantasizing that someday he would be a big leaguer just like them.
I was Kirby Puckett, I was Kent Herbeck, I was all sorts of guys. Griffey, was a favorite, but as a baseball player when I was young, I had the Kirby Puckett leg kick, back there. And
what Mauer developed into over the years was a remarkable three-sport athlete, a baseball star at Cretin-Derham Hall for sure. But Joe was an outstanding quarterback in football, strong-armed, tough, and smart, Gatorade National Player of the Year. He was also an all-state varsity basketball player, an overall great athlete, but always humble.
Well, I just kind of think of myself as an ordinary 17-year-old, just likes to go out and have some fun.
But baseball was his first love, and 23 years ago it just so happened the Twins held the first overall pick in the amateur draft, and Joe was their guy. Then Twins general manager Terry Ryan.
This is a big day for this organization. He certainly has the ability to be an impact player, or we wouldn't have taken him up this high.
Wow.
Mauer goes #1 overall in the draft in 2000, and the rest is history. 15 years in the big leagues, 3 American League batting titles as a catcher, MVP in 2009, 6-time All-Star. His number 7 retired. He earned a record Twins contract, 8 years, $184 million in 2010. Yet that deal worked against him with some Twins fans.
I mean, he was coming off an MVP season. It was when he signed that March, it was one of the great moments in franchise history. And then later on, they gave him too much money. No, they didn't. He gave him a bargain.
Joe Mauer did indeed become the baseball star he always dreamed of growing up in St. Paul. And now the club will honor him on Saturday as Joe goes into the Twins Hall of Fame.
What do you expect on that Saturday? What do you expect it to feel like, look like?
People around here just grew to respect him for the man he was and the way he carried himself and how humble he was, and I think we'll see more of the same.
It's a big deal. It's a big deal to Joe. It's a big deal to the Mauer family. It's a big deal to St. Paul. My only regret on it is that Joe's dad will not be here to see it.
My dad played a huge role in who I am today.
Joe's dad, Jake, seen here in 2010, passed away in January at the age of 66.
It's funny, I find myself saying a lot of the same things that he told me as a kid, but...
What were that? Give me an example.
We're burning daylight was one of his big lines, and my girls and Chip sometimes, we got to get moving and there's things to do, and I'll say we're burning daylight, and then I'll kind of shake my head. I'm like, oh my goodness.
The Twins' honor could be a precursor for January. That's when Joe appears on the ballot for the first time for the National Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown.
Have you let yourself think about what could happen in January?
To be honest, yes and no. It's tough to think about because it's something that's tremendously humbling to be in the conversation, to be talked about, that possibility could happen.
There seems little debate Mauer will get in, just not sure if it will be on his first try.
I think it's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to happen on the first ballot, but I think Joe will have his day in Cooperstown.
Some 400 baseball writers will begin filling out their Hall of Fame ballot in November. Until then, Joe's focus is on Saturday. The kid from St. Paul, growing up idolizing Puckett and Herbeck, joining them and other heroes in the Twins Hall of Fame.
I'm just being a kid from St. Paul and being able to put on the Minnesota Twins uniform for 15 years and be able to play in front of my family and friends and go out there and compete against the best in the world is still sometimes I got to pinch myself.